Hello and welcome to Tinderloss Gaming and welcome to my Scarlet Keys campaign with William Yorick. As ever, this is future Mark speaking. You're going to pass you across to past Mark in a second, who's going to try and pick through the campaign. But I know what he's done and where he's heading. I know what scenario he's playing. So, and I know the result as well there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get across to episode 7, and it's called Sanguine Shadows. And hopefully, past Mark is going to have a lot of luck in this scenario, or not. Okay, right, here we are, about to depart from Havana. William on his magical mystery tour. Let's have a little look at the map. So we're in Havana at the moment. Let's just go back. How much time have we got? How much time has William got? I'm just conscious that earlier in the game, 20 has passed. It's okay. I think we've probably got time for a bit of a journey. Okay. But this is where we need to end up, I think, because that's where it says basically if you do this scenario, it ends the campaign. So in my head, I think that's where we want to end up. So we could probably no easy way of getting to Kabul. We could go via Lagos up through Cairo and then round to Kabul. We need to get down to Rio. Do we go through San Juan or do we go down through Quito, Buenos Aires, back up to Rio de Janeiro? What happens if we click on Rio de Janeiro? That's 2 stops away. Buenos Aires is 2. Let's head down to Quito first of all. Now let's travel there. Ruses and reclamations. Continue. We're going to use William. So the cell travels from Havana to Quito. Mark 1 time. Fine. Determine if this is the site of your missing keys by performing the following steps. Check the campaign log. If there are 3 tally marks next to wrong leads, no, there isn't. Gather an enemy's concealed mini card. It doesn't matter which, and 3 decoys. Oh, that's going to have to... Right. Okay. I'm going to have to do this on screen. Bear with me. Okay, a little bit of an impromptu move across to the desk. So we've got 3 decoys and we've got Desi. So let's first of all, let's do this. Okay, 4 cards there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll roll it if we get a 5 or a 6. We get a 4. So let's flip this card. It is Desi. Okay, get across to the campaign map. Right, as you can see, they're all above board. We've done it on camera, so let's flip across to. Oh, I'm on the. There we go. An enemy was revealed. You finally narrow down your quarry and find their safe house. Before rushing in, you lay low and wait for the right time to strike. With the element of surprise on your side, you tailor your approach to your foe. You sneak into Desi's safe house and are stunned to find there is no vault or coterie hideout, but a fully stocked bar with patrons in boisterous revelry. Bouncer in a pinstripe suit stops you as you enter, but before you can protest or fight back, you hear Desi's voice call out, "Hey, it's fine, let him in." Bouncer relents and you sit across the booth from your adversary. Guessing I know what this is about. Tell you what, I'm in a good mood. Have a drink or two and I'll play you for it. He says, shuffling a deck of cards. Seeing your expression, he grins. Oh, lighten up, I'm not like the others. One hand, then we call it even and go our separate ways. Considering the circumstances, you decide it's best to play along, literally. As luck would have it, three jacks is more than enough to beat Desi's pair. You end up leaving shortly after with your key reclaimed, and no worse for wear, wondering how much of a sore loser Desi and his crew might be. Under the keys section of your campaign, such that the keys were stolen, returned to their original bearers. Each investigator earns one experience for each tally mark recorded next to wrong leads. Cross 14C on each of the remaining locations. Okay, got plus one XP, and we've got looks like we've got our five ravens back. Awesome. William does better better outside of scenarios than what he does inside them. Okay, let's carry on. We're going to embark. So, campaign log. How much XP is this recording us as having so far? Does it say? No, it doesn't. Okay, we're going to go on. We're going to move down. We're going to go to Buenos Aires. One travel time to go there. Sanguine Shadows. Let's see what all that is about. We're going to use William. As soon as you arrive in Buenos Aires, you set your meeting with official Bolivar at the cafe overlooking the harbour. Seagulls cry out over the many shipping and fishing boats in the distance. Even after Bolivar arrives, you continue to keep an eye out for others listening in, for anyone wearing red, especially. The officers meet you in uniform instead of casual clothes, whether by protocol or not, or due to being overworked, you're unsure. His response to your letter seemed overly eager. Perhaps he is starved of information regarding his target, as you are. Your letter suggests we might be able to aid each other, he says casually, after calling out for a Cafe Chico. You have information regarding La Chica Roja. You clarify that you are the one seeking information from Bolivia, not the other way around, Bolivar. Well, scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, he says, his expression turning serious. What do you know? Well, I've been playing it sort of quite nice with the KTA, and it's not really helping me out very much. Let's go insist. William's got his pecker up. You shake your head. This isn't a negotiation. You cannot let official Bolivar and his investigation impede you in any way. And what makes you think we're going to cooperate if you refuse to assist? You pull out one of the letters given to you by Agent Taylor and hand it to Bolivar. He opens it slowly and warily, keeping his eyes on you the entire time. It takes him little time to read through the entire thing, after which he crumples it up and tosses it back onto the table. Damn you, he says. You ask him once more what he knows regarding the target's objective and last known whereabouts. He pulls several photos of buildings in Buenos Aires out of his folder and tosses them onto the table. La Chica Roja has carved a path of thievery and mischief throughout Buenos Aires. Hundreds of thousands of pesos in stolen art and artifacts. He points to each of the photos, one by one. Casa Rosada, Paliso Arazosa, those places. She has been spotted many times, but we try as we might, we cannot catch her in the act. And now you are here complicating the whole ordeal. You examine the photos, ignoring Bolivar's annoyed glare. It's obvious that his career is on the line, but you cannot let the frustration of one man get in the way of your investigation. If the police get to the girl in the carmine coat before you do, the best case scenario is that it'll be tougher for you to get the information you need from her. Worst case scenario, it will only put them all in danger. Better for you to be the one to confront her. You tell official Bolivar that his team is to stay out of your way while you conduct your investigation. Furthermore, you must be the one to question her if she is taken into custody, not the police. He lets out a sigh and shakes his head. Do what you're going to do. Won't be my head on the chopping block this time. You get the feeling that Bolivar doesn't think you can pull this off. Well, based on previous Will, I'm not entirely sure either. But unlike him, you understand what you're truly up against, though you still don't know why. That sums William up. You take his documents and begin to brew a plan. Okay, well, it looks like we're getting into setup. So I will go across to the table and set things up. Let's pause it there. Okay, right, here we are across at the table, getting set up for Sanguine Shadows. So, a few bits to go through before we actually get the gameplay going. We've got all of our encounter sets over here ready to go. We've got our agenda and app deck over here, which I'll come back to in a second. We have got our locations in play, sort of classic location type stuff. We've got at the start we have to randomize moving one of the 7 location cards. I've got rid of Tetro colon. So we've got these 7 locations. This one's always in play, but these 6 random locations. They all come in with a resource on them. I'm sure that will become clear as we play through the game. Classic sort of triangular location setup from Arkham Horror. So we can go from there, have to come down here, go there. But we'll see that as we go through the scenario. So let's read some last bits of the scenario setup. I place one each resource on each location, which I've done. These targets represent locations you suspect La Chica is looking to steal from. Okay. Gather each mini card, each decoy mini card, and each of the following mini cards. La Chica, which I've got there. A portioned card, which is out of play. Says find a double-sided La Chica card, flip her to her enemy side, and resolve her concealed keyword, distributing each of those concealed mini cards as evenly as possible among locations with a target. So this is her mini card. She is 3 fight, 2 health, 5 evade, humanoid coterie elite. She's got concealed 5 and forced. When an investigator engaged with La Chica moves, disengage her from that investigator. So let's do the whole decoy thing. Try and shuffle these 5 mini cards. Here we go. Try and shuffle these 5 mini cards. We don't know where she is. Whoops. These are really difficult to shuffle. Goodness. So a cat weasel cut, and then we'll put one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Set some cards outside of play, which I've done, and shuffle the remaining encounter cards to build the encounter that you now ready to play. Right. Before I shuffle the encounter deck, it has been shuffled offline, but we'll do it online as normal. We've got to put one of these enemies into play: Red Glove Man, Desi, or the Beast. 1 to 2 for the Red Glove, 3 to 4 for Desi, 5 to 6 for the Beast. We've got a 1, so the Red Glove Man is coming to play. Put the rest of those outside, and the Red Glove Man will go in the encounter deck. And now we'll shuffle it. The Cat Weasel cut, and that's our encounter deck all sorted. We'll have a look at the agenda. There is only one agenda in play, and it's called Where Is She? La Chica is stealing pieces divided up from an old art collection, which you believe are parts of an ancient key. Forced. At the start of the game or after the agenda deck resets, hint, set the amount of doom on this agenda to 1. So we've got 1 in play as it comes in. Forced. After you expose the decoy, La Chica attacks you. And it's got a hint. When this agenda advances, La Chica will collect one of the pieces she seeks. It's got 7 doom on it. So a little bit of a circular clock by the looks of it. And then Act 1, the Scarlet Shadow. Thanks to Officer Bolivier, you believe you know which buildings might hold the pieces La Chica is after. All that is left is to catch her in the act. All that's left. Okay. Expose the thief's whereabouts. If an investigator engages La Chica, advance. So we've got to look for her before she gets all these pieces. She's up there in the shadows. We've got our Eye of Raven's back, thankfully. We've got our pocket multi-tool stuff out here if we need it. We'll move that dice, and I think we'll give these a shuffle. As is the Tindalos gaming rules, there are no shenanigans on the recording. There we go, and then we'll do a cat weasel cut, and we'll draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we after? Well, we're looking, obviously, ultimately time worn band and something like a magnifying glass to give us a bit of a hit and a bit of investigation. But let's see what we've got. We have got graveyard ghouls that can go, and we're going to get a lucky, live and learn, bandolier, evidence, and a jury rig. Wow. Not great opening hands. I think I'm going to ditch all of those. Evidence is only good if I've got an enemy in play. I can't see an enemy coming out. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to ditch all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give that a shuffle in a second. And we've got a machete. We've got a flashlight. We've got a Shuffner's catalogue. We've got a look what I found. And we've got a scene of the crime. Wow. That is night and day from the previous hand. We've got some good stuff. Got some good stuff. Okay. Let's give these a shuffle. Okay. Cat weasel cut. And I think we're all ready to go. William's got something to prove here, really, because I don't feel he's doing particularly well in the campaign. I mean, I could be wrong once we get to the end. It could be amazing, but I'm getting the vibe he's not really getting it. Anywho, let's have a little look. Got a scene of the crime. We've got to look what I found. We've got a shuffler's log. I think maybe this is a bit of a, again, as is always with um hmm, I think the best way to do this, I'm looking to get a machete and flashlight out. That's 5 resources in total. That would wipe me out. So for my first action, I could pay 2 for Schaffner's catalogue, which gives me 5 resources to pay for assets. Then use those 5 to play machete and flashpoint. That's all my actions, but then I'd have a net of 3 left. I'd have 2 left for scene of the crime next time. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay 5, 2 even, first action. Play Schaffner's catalogue. Comes in with 5 resources. I'm not going to bother to put them on there because I'm going to use my second action to pay 3 for a machete. And my third action from there, leaving got 2 left to play flashlight. That's Schaffner's catalogue gone. Flashlight comes in with 3 3 supplies on it. And that gives us a net of 3. Which gives us 2 to play scene of the crime next time. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay. Well, that's not the enemy phase. We're on the investigation phase, but now we're on the enemy phase. No enemies in play. La Chica doesn't do anything from the shadows, so we're going to move on to the upkeep phase. We are going to get a resource. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to draw a card. Got a bandolier. Fight icon, which is good. There we go. That's the upkeep phase. We're going to move to the mythos phase. We're going to put 1 doom on. So we're now at 2. 2 of 7. Oh, I've taken a tablet out and that goes in. Do that setup. That's a nice little bag. Okay, we've done that. We're going to be drawing our lovely encounter card, and we are going to get figures in the dark. There are no enemies in the shadows. Figures in the dark gains surge. Otherwise, you must decide. Choose one. Each enemy in the shadows attacks you. Each investigator loses an action. Chica's hitting for 1 and 1. Don't want to lose an action, so I'm going to take 1 and 1. Take the 1 and 1. Can't take it anywhere else. So -1, -1. Down to 7 and 4. That's correct. Go to the investigation phase. First action, A2. Play scene of the crime. Discover a clue at your location. 2 clues if there's an enemy. There is no enemy, but we do get our clue. Right, now we need to go hunting for La Chica. Handily, there's 6 locations in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well randomise it. As good as any. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So William is going to move across to the Cemetery de la Recoleta. So we'll flip that. He's got 2 shrouds. 3 clues on it. And it's got an action, spend X clues and take X horror. Look at the revealed side of this concealed mini card at this location. Well, what we've got to remember here is that by revealing the concealed card, she's going to attack me after I expose a decoy. Now, that could well not be a decoy. It could be her. But if it is a decoy, we're taking another 1-on-1. And it feels like in this scenario, that's not the right move. We're going to have a little bit of a drip drip. Before we know it, we'll be down on health and down on sanity. We are going to have to take a horror to look at it, though. And it is an action. I am going to do it. Spend a clue, an action. Take a horror. I'm down to 4 already. Need our cherished keepsake. I actually said it without falling over it. To not reveal this, but to look at it. Is a decoy. It is a decoy. Now we've not revealed it. We have not revealed it. I think for our last action, it's probably worth getting some. We know that that one's a decoy. Turn it back over. Feels a bit gamey if I leave it open. We know cemetery is a decoy. Get that in the LMB. Third and final action, we're going to investigate, giving it -2 shroud. So it's 2 versus 0 at the moment. 2 versus 0. Get old. Warm the chaos bag up a little bit. Now we're going to get that one. -X, where X is the number of targets on the card. There's no targets on the Sanguine Shadows, so it's -0. So we do win by 2. We've not failed it, unfortunately. So we do get a clue. It'd be nice to have failed that with look what I found in my hand. So, oh, sorry, we're staying down at 1 clue. So we revealed this one. It's a decoy. Okay, that's it for the investigation phase. We move on to the enemy phase. There are no enemies in play. We're going to go across to the upkeep phase. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to draw a card. Got a resourceful. Toughness catalogue. Get that back. Quite handy. Get some stuff in our graveyard. Okay. Moving on to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. We're at 3 of 7. We're going to draw ever so delightful encounter card. On Wings of Darkness. Test agility 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Nightgaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. Test agility 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Nightgaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. Right, so agility 3 against 4. Do it 4 against 4. 4 against 4. Taking the damage on horror again. This is like drippy drippy. 4 against 4. If I fail it, I'm just going to take a straight 1 damage and 1 horror. Not by having me you fail. I think 4 against 4 is not great odds anyone. I'm going to leave it. 4 against 3. -1. We've lost anyway. So we take 1 damage and 1 horror. 1 damage, 1 horror. I don't know if I do the next part of this, then disengage from each non-night court enemy engaged with you and move to central location. Well, I don't think I do that. I'm not engaged with anything, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, we move on to the investigation phase. We are going to move 1 down to here, revealing the Palacio Parazuas. Moves. Okay, so that has got 1 clue on it. It's got an action, spend 1 clue, test fight 4 to break into the mansion. You may spend 1 additional clue to reduce the difficulty of this test. If you succeed, look at the revealed side without exposing it. For each 2 points you succeed by, look at an additional mini card at this location. There's only 1 in there so far, so we know that's a decoy. So I will spend my action and my clue to look at this. I'm a 4 naturally. I'm going to chuck in a resourceful and a bandolier to make it 6. 6 versus 4. Actually, so I want to sort of make sure this happens. I'm spending a clue. What I mean by that is, do I flip the Eye of Ravens? I think I do. I flip the Eye of Ravens to make my base of 6. That then takes me to 8. 8 versus 4 feels a bit better. 8 versus 4. 8 versus 4. -0 again. We succeed in looking at this concealed card, not revealing it. It's a decoy. Okay, so we know these 2 down here are decoys. That's this bit finished off. Third and final action. I'm going to investigate using the flashlight. So at 0, 2, I'm going to chuck in a look what I found for 2 books, taking me to 4 versus 0. 4 versus 0. -1. We get it. Get it? Get back to 1 clue. A Chica is not attacking us because we're not revealing those cards. We're just looking at them. And that is it for the investigation phase. We move on to the enemy phase. Currently no enemies other than La Chica in play. We go across to the upkeep phase. We get our actions back. We get a resource. Right, like to get things nice and tidy. Get our actions back, get a resource, And nothing else to reset there. Draw a card. We've got a jury rig, which is very handy for the machete once we start fighting. And then we go to the mythos phase. We put a doom on the agenda. Now, 4 of 7. Cleared those 2, which is good. Then we're going to draw our ever so delightful encounter card. Yeah. Cat and mouse. Peril, search. Revelation. If there is a concealed mini card at your location, you may expose it. If it's an enemy's mini card, would be exposed by this effect. Instead, flip it back over and shuffle it face down with the concealed mini card. I'm not going to do that. You may expose it, but it's got surge on it, so I'm not going to expose it because that's a decoy. Hang on a sec. Going to surge anyway. If an enemy's mini card will be exposed, instead flip it back over and shuffle it. No, I'm not going to do that. So we're going to get surge. Ooh, Coterie Envoy. 2 fight, 3 health, 2 to evade. Aloof, patrol. Nearest location with a concealed mini card and no Coterie Envoy. While Coterie Envoy is ready, concealed mini cards at its location cannot be exposed. After you defeat Coterie Envoy, look at the revealed side of any concealed mini card in play. Well, that's worth it. He comes into play down here. Aloof. It's going to take me 2 actions to kill him, but then I'm guaranteed to look at a mini card. Anyone in play. All right. Okay. We go to the investigation phase. The fight of 2. Going to take 2 machete hits to kill him. Do concealed cards considered to be enemies? Therewith. That's good. Just check the rule book and found a concealed, and they are not considered to be enemies. So machete would still trigger. So first action, we are going to fight with machete. I'm at 5 versus 2. I think that's enough. Do it. You haven't got retaliate. 5 versus 2. Oh no, 1 to engage him. 1 to engage him. Second action to fight with a machete. 5 versus 2. -3 or better. -5. Oh my god. -5 if you fail by 2 or more. I was. Yeah, it is 2 or more. Shuffle each concealed mini card at your location and at each connecting location face down. Then place them at random in the positions they are in. Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst. God, this chaos bag hates me. 5 is 5 versus 2. I do fail by 2 or more, so I'm down to 0. It's -5. Oh, that is just a killer. That is just a killer. Okay, right. All our hard work is undone by 1 pull of the chaos bag. Completely wiped out. Oh, man. Yeah. Shuffle each concealed mini card at your location and each connecting. Like, oh, I think I'll bug this up. And each connecting location. It would have only been, oh, it would only been those bums. Right, hang on a sec. Decoy, and that was a decoy. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do a bit of hot tub time machine. Each connecting location. These two are connected. That's connected to that. It's not got no decoy in it. They're not connected anywhere else. I don't think. Let me just double check. Yeah, sorry. Those are the only two that are connected. So what I'm going to do makes no difference now because I hadn't actually unconcealed any of the others. So let's do. I thought it was the whole thing. It was really annoying. So basically, shuffle these up, and then we place them randomly back down. The way I'm reading it, it just says each concealed mini card at your location and each connecting location face down. That's the only connecting location, and that. Sorry, I thought that was the whole thing. So that was my second action was to attack him. Third action, need to hit him. Gonna take me for one. I'm not playing a jury rig. I'm just gonna go 5 versus 2 again. 5 versus 2. -1. Do 2 damage to him. You do 2 damage to him. You then kill him. So there we go. We go to the enemy phase. He's going to hit us for 1. Go down to 5. That's it for the enemy phase. That's the only enemy in play. He's chilling out in the shadows. We go to the upkeep phase. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to draw a card. We've got a leather coat, which is very timely. 2 health. And we can recycle it with William. Hi. We go across to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. We are now 5 of 7. And we're going to draw our encounter card. Outsmarted. Test intellect of 4. If you fail, side 1. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. This may cause it to advance. The nearest coterie enemy attacks you. Book of 4. Intellect of 4. I'm not chucking anything at it, so it's 4 versus 2. Can't pass it. 4 versus 2 -3. We fail. We'll take the attack. Take the attack because it will advance it straight away. I'd rather get another turn in if I can. We can play out this turn. It gives us a bit more information. Right, quick pause there. I have to go make a coffee. Probably why I'm not winning so many games. Need to keep my caffeine levels up. Right, we've got coffee. So it is William's go. So we need to just finish off this coterie envoy. So going to hit him with a machete. 5 versus 2. I'm not going to chuck a jury rig or a leather coat in. I'm going to leave it at that. So 5 versus 2. Or I come back to fight me. 5 versus 2. -1. Get it. We kill the coterie envoy. After you defeat it, look at the revealed side of any concealed mini card in play. And just to keep things nice and simple, I'm going to look at this one up here, the Catradole Metropolitan. So I'm butchering all these words. Let's see what we've got there. That is a decoy as well. So over this side of the board, they're all decoys. So she's hiding over here somewhere. That was my first action. I defeated an enemy in play. I can play an asset from my discard pile if I want to. I will pay 2. Play Schaffner's Catalogue. That's getting me ready for the next. Hopefully, if I draw the Time-Born brand, that costs 5. So that's going to sit there waiting for that. Hopefully. So used William's ability. Second action. He needs to get his leather coat on. 4 health. We can recycle that as well. Am I wasting time here? Third action. I'm going to play the jury rig. Comes in with 3 uses on it. More about getting myself set up, hopefully. That is William's turn done. We're going to go across to the enemy phase. No enemies in play anymore, so we're all good. We go across to the upkeep phase. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to draw a card. We get a scene of the crime. We get a scene of the crime. Very nice. We go across to the mythos phase. We're going to put the Doom on the agenda. That's 6 of 7. Can we find a chica? Can we find her? It's going to be one of these ones here. 1 to move there, and then we can move to any one of those 3. 2 to move. 3 to test. Okay. Then we draw our delightful encounter card. Figures in the dark. No enemies in the shadows. Gain surge. Otherwise, we get to choose one. Get to an attack. 1 and 1. Again, I'm not losing my actions, so I'm going to let her attack me for 1. Putting 1 on the leather coat. Me down to 2 sanity. Cherished keepsake, where are you? I need you. Draw you every game. Draw you multiple times every game. Okay. We go across to the investigation phase. First action, William's going to move back to the Avenida. And he's going to go one of these 3 places. Do we let the dice decide? Of course we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 5, 6. He is coming back down the Calibo. His second action. He is going to reveal the Calibo, which is, oh God, 4 shroud, 2 clues. As a free triggered ability, look at the revealed side of the mini card at this location without exposing it. Then draw the top card of the encounter deck, you may spend 2 clues to cancel this card's effect. No. We are going to use our final action to try and fight this concealed card. We're going to try and damage it. We're going to use our machete, so where it's 5. We're going to take a element off the jury rig. Give us +2. So it's 7 versus 4. 7 versus 4. I could make it 8 versus 4 with the scene of the crime, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather get the auto clue. Is that going to be a mistake? Well, 7 versus 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 4. -0. We get to reveal it. It is her. It is her. Right. Okay. What do I do now? So she comes in. I'm just thinking about this. We've revealed her. She has not got aloof. So she immediately engages us the way in my head. Concealed 5. When an investigator engaged with La Chica moves, disengage from that investigator. So she engages us. She does engage us. She's not aloof, which means this triggers. Expose the thief's whereabouts, and if an investigator engages La Chica, Roja, advance. Not aloof, so any other enemy would automatically engage us. She engages us. Flip it over. If this is the first time the act has been advanced, correct. Following all of your leads, you manage to beat La Chica to her target and lie in ambush. She arrives soon after and sets to work, but it's not long before she realizes something is wrong. She hums a jazzy improvisation and saunters around the room, scanning for something. Come on out, she says at last, a smirk on her lips. You reveal yourself and tell her to stop what she's doing, or what, she grins. You going to make me? That's it. Go to Act 2. You finally have her in your sights. La Chica gains parlay as an action. Test intellect or agility 6 to outsmart the thief. You may spend 1 clue to reduce this test difficulty by 2. If you fail, La Chica attacks you. Objective. If La Chica would be defeated instead, advance. If an investigator successfully parlays with La Chica, advance. Okay. I would imagine these concealed cards go now because we've revealed her. I'll leave them there for the time being. They're not doing any harm. I'm just going to leave them there. And we know all those. Well, they're all decoys apart from this one. But that is the end of my turn. Go to the enemy phase. La Chica is going to hit us for 1 and 1. Put 1 on the leather coat. We'll put 1 on the leather coat. We'll take 1 horror. We have to. Got no choice. No other enemies in play. Go to the upkeep phase. We get a resource. Get our actions back. We draw a card. Of course. Of course. We get a mob enforcer. 4 fight, 3 health, 3 agility. Bearer only, which is obviously me. Hunter. And it's an action. Spend 4 resources. Thankfully, we've got those to discard. We can parlay to discard mob enforcer. Okay. Go to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda, which is going to cause it to flip. God, what's going to happen now? Hot on the thief's heels, she bursts through the door, leading to her current target, only to find her already leaving with a piece of the statuette. She gives you a mysterious smirk before escaping through a nearby window. Reveal each concealed minicard in play and set each decoy aside out of play. Find the location with a target nearest to La Chica, this one here, or her minicard. La Chica collects that target, place it on her. There are 3 targets on Chica Roja. Proceed. Otherwise, resolve La Chica's concealed keyword, distributing. Oh man. Otherwise, resolve La Chica's concealed keyword, distributing each of those mini cards as evenly as possible among each location with a target. Reset the act and agenda text to Act 1, Agenda 1. Add clues to each location equal to its clue value. Ah, just a bit too late. Okay. That's back to 1. Put that target onto there. If there's 3 on there, we lose. We're going to grab all of these up. She's going to go back in the shadows. And she's managed to scurry away from us. So basically, we've got 6 turns really effectively. Try and get her. Oh, we're not going to put decoy token on there. Well, there's much right. So she does become a little bit easier to find. So there's only going to be, actually, I need to take one of these out. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. Don't want to be putting. So we've got 5 cards in total. Oof. Catch. Oh, I thought I had her then. Thought I had her. Um, so we just got the 5 to find this time round. This goes back to 1. This goes back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then just as an added bonus, we get to draw an encounter card. We get locked door. Attached to the locked location with the most clues, and without a locked door, the attached location cannot be investigated. Test 4 to break it down, or agility 4. I put it here? I put it here. Cool. Can't be investigated. Okay. End of the mythos phase. We go across to my phase. Oh, bloody Robin Force. I can't use scene of the crime. Ugh. Right. First action. Phase 4. See you later, Mob Enforcer. Second action. I'm going to move up La Banco Provincia. One clue on it. So it says spend X clues and thrice as many resources. Look at the revealed side of the concealed mini cart at this location without exposing them. Well, I've got one clue, but I haven't got 3 resources because I've just paid off the mob. I've just paid off the mob to bugger off. Third action, gain a resource. We can do that next turn then. Got our clue. We can do it. Okay. That's it for the enemy phase. Oh, that's it for the investigation phase. Move on to the enemy phase. No enemies in play. So we go across to the upkeep phase. We get our third resource. We reset our actions. We draw a card. We've got a pocket multi-tool. Be handy once we've got rid of this flashlight. Go across to the upkeep phase, or mythos phase indeed. Okay. Sorry, we're going to go across to the mythos phase. We're going to put 1 doom on the agenda. So we're now at 2 of 7. We are going to draw our ever so delightful counter card. Heavy Rain. Test wheel 3. Each point you take, for each point you fail by, you must either take 1 horror or place 1 of your clues on the location. Oh my god. Cannot take the horror. Don't want to chuck. Oh man. Okay. Will of 3 against target of 3. 0 or better. -1. -1 because of the number of targets on the table. There's now 1 on there. I'm not taking the horror. I will put my clue onto Banco. Good job, I had a clue. Otherwise, I'd have been dead. Insane. Where's cherished keepsake? Okay. Investigation phase. Going to spend my final flashlight. Give that -1 shroud. We're investigating the location, trying to get a clue. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What are you doing, MB? Let's put that back on. First action. A2. Ugh. Right, let's think about this. If I pay 2, I'm going to get the clue guaranteed, but then I can't reveal that concealed card because I haven't got resources to do it. If I investigate using the flashlight, I'm going to be a 1 versus 2. A 1 versus 2, a 1 versus 3 with scene of the crime. A 1 versus 4 if I chuck the pocket multi-tool in. Which I'm thinking I might do, because I can always get that back. If I kill somebody, I can use Schaffner's catalogue to pay, bring it back. I need this clue. So, first action, investigate the area. We'll use the last flashlight to take it down to 1. We will then go to 3, 4 with the pocket multi-tool. 4 versus 1. 4 versus 1. Jesus. -5. -5. -5. If you fail by 2 or more, so I was 4, so down to 0. Down to 0. And it's at 1, so I haven't failed by 2 or more. You don't go beyond it, you stop at 0. The way I play it. Yeah. So I don't have to shuffle these around. Well, I mean, it would only shuffle between those, and that's ridiculous. So we do fail, though. We do fail. Flashlight's gone. Flashlight is used up. I can't try and unconceal it, because if it's a decoy, she's going to hit me for 1 and 1. It's going to kill me. Second action. Draw a card. We got a lucky. Got a lucky. Play one with failure test, get +2 to the test. A Hail Mary. The Hail Mary situation here, gents and ladies. Do we go for the Hail Mary situation? Of course we do. Third action. Investigate the banco. 2 versus 3. 2 versus 3. 2 versus 3. Let's do it. 2 versus 3. -1. So 1 versus 3. I'm at 2. It's at 3. That's -1. So yeah, we can play lucky to get +2, which just takes us to 3. 3 all, which means we successfully get it. We get the clue. Boom. It's only just wasted another turn trying to get a clue, but that's the way this game plays. Hey, enemy phase. No enemies in play. We're good. We go to the upkeep phase. We're going to get another resource. We've got thrice the amount of resources. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to draw a card. We're going to get live and learn. Handy. Live and learn. Worried about this one horror. We're going to go to the mythos phase. We're going to put the Doom on the agenda. We're at 3, 7. Not yet unconcealed any cards. We're going to draw our delightful counter card. Ancient reality. Revelation. You must either choose one. Spend one clue or choose and discard half of the non-weakness cards in your hand, rounding up. Live and learn's going. I'm not getting rid of this clue. Not got surge. We're all good. We go across to the investigation phase. We're going to spend our clue and thrice the amount of resources. I love the way they managed to get thrice in there. Thrice the amount of resources, so 3 resources, to look at this side of the card. Going to look and oh, it is La Chica. It was an action. She engages us. She engages us. When we engage, we advance. Once again, you beat your rival to the punch and she spots you immediately. You again, she says dismissively. Don't you have anything better to do? I'm quite busy, as you can see. Move on to Act 2A. We can parlay with her for intellect or agility 6 to outsmart her. Spend a clue to reduce it by 2. We can defeat her, or we can try and parlay with her. Guess what? William's in a smacking mood. 2 health. She hasn't got retaliate. So second action, we're going to hit her with machete. 3 fight versus 4-5. We're going to spend a jury rig, give us +2. So we're at 7. We are at 7 versus 3. Seven versus 3. My heart's pounding. My heart is pounding. 7 versus 3. Seven versus 3. Oh my god. That cultist -5 takes me to 2. 2 versus 3. We don't fail by 2 or more. We do not fail by 2 or more. She hasn't got retaliate. Third action. Using jury rig. We're going to attack La Chica Roja. 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven versus 3. Seven versus 3, ladies and gentlemen. 0. Yes! Yes! We do 2 damage to her because she is the only enemy in our area. She's got 2 damage on her. We defeat La Chica Roja. I am shaking. I am shaking. Oh, coffee. Oh, when I pulled that cultist, I couldn't believe it. 2 actions left. Oh God, I really seriously hope when I look back and edit this video, I've not done anything wrong. I'm bound to have done something wrong. I hope I haven't. You're probably shouting at the screen, you didn't do this, or you shouldn't have done that. But at the moment, I am well chuffed. I am well chuffed that I've actually managed to finish the scenario and beat it, hopefully. Right, okay. Let's get across and have a read of this. So we've got oh no, oh my god, what's this? Right. Find the location with a target on it nearest to La Chica Roja. Place that target on the scenario reference card. Then if there are 3 targets on the scenario reference card, skip this test, skip the rest of this act, and instead proceed to scenario interlude cast the light. Hang on a second. Find the location with a target on it. La Chica be defeated, instead advance. Right. Sorry, I'm getting really confused here. Find the location with a target on it nearest to La Chica, which should be up here. Place that target on the scenario reference card. Okay, do that. 2 on there. Then, if there are 3 targets on the scenario reference card, skip the rest of this act and instead proceed to scenario interlude, cast the light. Otherwise, continue reading the following. Fine, you can have this one. The mysterious thief calls to as she makes her escape. There's more where that came from anyway. Before you can catch her with a twirl of her stark red coat, she vanishes into the shadows without a trace. Heal all damage from La Chica Roja. Return her to the shadows. And resolve her concealed keyword, distributing each of those concealed mini cards as evenly as possible among each location with a target. Reset the act and agenda to Agenda 1 and Act 1. Each investigator loses all of their clues. Add clues to each location until its clues equal to its clue value. What? Okay. All right. Well, there we go. I thought I'd won. Right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 decoys. 1 decoy is going to go. Chica's going to go back in here. Ah, no. Hang on. Sorry. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. That was the nearest one to where she was. Reset the act and agenda to Act 1. So that's going to go back down to just 1 on it. 1, 2. We're going to need to fill up the clues, which I don't think I did last time. So that's got a clue on it. That's got its 2. That's got its 1. That's got its 3. And then we're going to go back to Act 1. Wow. Okay. Feel a bit silly now. I thought I'd won the scenario. Obviously not. It wasn't. It's not just not as easy as that to find a one card in a mix of sort of like 5 or 6. Oh, this game. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right. Um, where was I? That was my investigation phase. We go to the enemy phase. There are no enemies now in play. So we go across to the upkeep phase. I'm going to get a resource. I'm going to draw a card. Chose keepsake. Machete. Double macheteing it. Really worried about that one horror. We're going to reset our actions. Jury rig is now gone. Nothing on it. Okay, we're going to go to the mythos phase. We're going to put 1 doom back on it. And we're going to draw our encounter card. I'm not missing anything, am I? No, we've got no three targets. Okay. Done that. We're going to draw a card. Cheers. Seeing shadows. Oh god, that's hard. That's nasty. So right, put seeing shadows into play in your threat area. Forced. After you fail a skill test while at a location with a concealed mini card, take 1 horror. 2 actions to discard it. Well, I know what I'm doing next. Go out to the mythos phase. We go to the investigation phase. Straight away, 2 actions to discard seeing shadows. Can't afford to take that. Third action, draw a card. Flashlight. Excellent. Excellent. We go to the enemy phase. No enemies in play. Go to the upkeep phase. Get our actions back. Draw. We get a resource. We draw a card. Jury rig. Oink. Thank you very much. We go to the mythos phase. We put a doom on the agenda. We're at 3 of 7. Draw our encounter card. Tinge. Oh mate, this game. Seeing shadows again. Seriously. Seriously. Burning through these turns now. Burning through these turns because my investigation phase got to pay 2 actions to get rid of seeing shadows. I can't take another horror. And my third and final action will be to play flashlight with 3 batteries on it. Wow, cycling through this now. Enemy phase, nothing. Upkeep phase, gain a resource, get our actions, draw a card. There we go. There's keepsake. That's what we wanted. That gives me a level of comfort. We go across to the mythos phase. We're going to cycle and put a doom on the agenda, taking it 4 of 7. We're going to draw our encounter card. Outsmarted. Test intellect of 4. If you fail, either put an doom on the agenda or code 3 enemy attacks us. I'm at 2. 2 of 4. Can't pass it unless I get the elder sign. Flipping cultist again. How many times has he come out? Fail it. Oh, hang on. I fail it. -5. Shuffle each mini card at your location, each connecting location, and then place them in random positions they work. I can't. Well, I shuffle 1, and that's it. I'm going to place 1 doom on the agenda. Can't take the hit at the moment. We're now at 5 of 7. Right. Investigation phase. First of all, first action for 0. I'm bringing out Cherished Keepsake. I'm now at 3 horror. Thank goodness. I'm gonna investigate. I'm going to investigate using the flashlight. I will spend a jury rig. Might regret that. To try and get the clue. So I'm at 2, 3 with the jury rig, and it's at 1. So it's a 1 versus 3. 1 versus 3. -3. Fail. I'm going to flip over the sable. Draw the encounter card. Knives in the dark. Put knives in the dark into play in your threat area. There is no copy, otherwise it gains surge. After you expose a decoy, take 2 damage. At the end of your turn, test agility 3. If you succeed, discard knives in the dark. Okay. I'm immediately going to flip the Eye of Ravens to give me a base of 6. 6 versus 3 at here. Six versus 3, -5. I fail. Down to 1 versus 3. Doesn't make any difference. How many bloody cultist tokens are in this bloody thing? There's 1. There's 2. There's 2 in there. There's 2 in the chaos bag. Seriously. That was my second action. Oh dear, oh dear. What do I do? What do I do? Third action, draw a card. Foundation Intel. It's a blocker card that sits in my hand. How many highs and lows can you have in this game? Comment in the section below. Because at the moment, I'm at a massive high, and now I'm on a massive low, because it just feels now the chaos bag is completely against me and I can't do anything. Spending resources, drawing encounter cards, base of 6, 2 bloody cultists in. That's 3 times I think I pulled that cultist in this game. -5 is a killer. Okay, stop moaning, MB, and let's get on with the game. Enemy phase. Nothing in the enemy phase. Oh, at the end of my turn, test agility 3. 3 versus 3. 3 versus 3. Hey, +2. Okay, right. That's handy. So that goes. Chaos Bag was listening. Mwah. So, +2. If this test is successful, return 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. Ooh, what do we want? We've got a jury rig. We've got a lucky. We've got a pocket multi-tool. We've got a scene of the crime. Got a leather coat. I think it's going to be a scene of the crime. Trying to bloody get this clue. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a scene of the crime. Put that back in there. That was the end of my turn. Enemy phase, no enemies in play. We go to the upkeep phase. I'm going to get a resource. I'm going to draw our actions or get our actions back. I'm going to draw a card. We've got a cherished keepsake. Handy. So we know we've effectively got another 4 horror to play with. That's good. Okay. We go across from the upkeep phase to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. We're now at 6 of 7. And we haven't unveiled anything. We're going to draw our encounter card. We're going to get heavy rain. Test will 3. Each point you fail by, you must take either 1 horror or place 1 of your clues in your location. Oh God. I'm at 3. It's at 3. I can only take 2. I can get cherished keepsake back. So I'm going to chuck that in. So we're at 4 versus 3. 4 versus 3. -2. So we lose by 1. We take 1 horror. I'm going to put that straight onto the one we've got wearing. The cherished keepsake. We're going to move to the investigation phase. First action, spend 2. Play scene of the crime. To draw, get a clue from my location. So let's nab that. Second action, immediately, spending thrice resources and the clue to look at this concealed card. Look at. It's a decoy. It's a decoy. We know that's one over here, but I think I've just realised where I went wrong earlier. Some of you would have been shouting at the screen. When I turned La Chica Roja over, I didn't reveal her. I just looked at her, I think. And that's not the same. That's not the same. Oh well, okay. Live and learn. Live and learn. Right. Need to remember that. So once I've turned it over, if I'm just looking at it, I need to actually reveal it. Get that in your head, MB. Got 1 action left. And move back to Avinda. That's it. Enemy phase, no enemies in play. Go to the upkeep phase. Their actions back. Get a resource. Draw a card. Got to live and learn. We've got to live and learn. Over here looks quite nice. Locked doors making no difference down here. Got to survive the mythos phase though. Well, it's going to be. We're going to be adding. We're going to be flipping this. Okay, so hot on the thief's heel, she bursts through the door, leading to her current target, only to find her already leaving with a piece of the statuette. Reveal each mini card in play and set aside decoy and set each decoy aside out of play. So I'm going to reveal. So we're going to do, says find the location with a target on it nearest to La Chica. The Chica collects that target, place it on her. Ah, that would have been, so she's got 2 on her now. Got 2 on her. I've only got 1. Oh, I see where this is going now. Sorry, that's my mistake. So she's already gained 1. So she's got 2 now. If there are 3 targets on her, proceed to resolution 3. Otherwise, resolve her keywords and reset to agenda 1 1. That's going back to 1. 2 1 at the minute. See where this is going. It's taking these blinking ages. So we've now got 1, 2, 3 locations with a decoy. I think that's the way you do it, isn't it? Yeah. Otherwise, resolve La Chica's concealed keyword, distribute. Oh, no, we've still got. Right. Okay. I'm saying this all wrong. So, really mucked this up, this game, but sorry. So, 1, 2, 3, 5 there. See what I see. I see. First time I played this scenario, my apologies. Right. Making it easier for myself. Right. Sincerest apologies. Right. So that's going there. 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 And that's going there. That's the way I should be playing it. She still gets concealed 5, but they just go on the targets. Silly sausage. Silly sausage. We're then going to, that's reset. So we're going to take the Doom back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to draw our encounter. It's in plain sight. Attach to an enemy in the shadows without a copy of in plain sight. If you cannot, it gains surge. After you expose attached enemy, that enemy attacks you and gets +2 fight until the end of the round. Discard in plain sight. Oh, that matters. Well, we can take 1 on cheap. We can take 1 here. Hmm. Can't. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm snookered. I'm really snookered with the horror. Can't go here. The action is spend X clues and take X horror. Look at the revealed side of an X concealed mini card. I can come here. Action spend one clue once I get it. Test 4 to break into the mansion. You may spend one clue to reduce it. Then we can look at a revealed side. For every 2 points I succeed by, you can look at an additional mini card. I think that's my play. So first action is to move down. Second action is to investigate using the flashlight. So it's 2 versus 0. 2 versus 0. 2 versus 0. -3. We fail. I'll immediately play live and learn. Play after a skill test fail ends. After resolving all of its effects, attempt that test again. You get +2 for this test. So I'm now at I'm going to have to spend the flashlight because it's for this investigation. So I'm spending the flashlight. Take it back down to 0. So I'm now at 4 versus 0. 4 versus 0. -3. Get it. We get one clue. Uh, 4 versus 4 I am at the moment. I'm thinking about doing the test here. Could chuck the machete in to make me 5 versus 4. Or I could do shifty, make me 7 versus 4. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the Eye of Ravens and draw the encounter card. Cat and mouse. If there is a concealed mini card at your location, you may expose it. If an enemy's mini card would be exposed by this effect, instead flip it back over and shuffle it face down. If there is a concealed mini card at your location, you may expose it. If an enemy's mini card would be exposed by this effect, instead flip it back over, shuffle it face down with the concealed mini cards at your location. No, I'm not going to do that because I can expose it, but then I'm going to have to shuffle it back down. At least I know whether it's there or not. But after you expose, I'm not going to be exposing it. Oh no, I am exposing it. Cat and mouse says you may expose it. She's going to hit me for 1 and 1. Which would lose cherished keepsake, or I surge it. Okay, I'm going to do it. An enemy's mini card would be exposed by this effect. Instead, flip it back over and shuffle it face down. Right, going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll the dice. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 5. We're going to expose this card. Ooh. Okay, we've exposed it. We have exposed it. But if an enemy's mini card would be exposed by this, instead flip it back over and shuffle it face down with the concealed mini cards at your location. A few things that are going on here. I've not exposed a decoy, so that doesn't happen. But I do it. This does happen over here. After you expose attached enemy, the enemy attacks you and gets +2 fight until the end of the round. I don't actually expose her. If an enemy's mini card would be exposed by this effect, instead flip it back over and shuffle it face down. Okay, so that doesn't happen because she's not actually exposed. I'm going to try my best to shuffle 2 cards and not. I'm going to keep talking while I'm doing it and not really thinking about what I'm doing because I don't want to know which one is which. So we know she's here. We know she's here. I've only got 1 action left. I've only got 1 action left. And it would take me an action to try and unconceal her. I can fight, which is all right. I've got that back online now. I think I'm going to draw a card. I don't really want to be doing this at the end of my turn. So last action, draw a card. On evidence. Not really that great. That's it for the investigation phase. We're going to go to the enemy phase. There are currently no enemies in play. There's not one of them there. We're going to go to the upkeep phase. We're going to get a resource. We're ready up. Flashlight's been used. I think. Yeah, okay. And we're going to draw a card. Got to bury them deep. That's handy. That's a fight. Got some good fighting stuff. We're going to go to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. Put a doom on the agenda. We're going to draw our encounter card. Be nice. Be nice. Calling card. Attached to a location without a target and without a copy of calling card. When calling card is in play, clues cannot be spent at any location. Well, Well, I'm not going to be spending clues. So let's put it over here. Over there. I'm not trying to I'm not looking at stuff now. I'm just going to try and reveal it. I'm just going to try and reveal it. Do need to think about this though. Okay. Going across to the investigation phase. Now, do need to think about this because there is a decoy there and there is a La Chica there. If I expose the decoy, she's going to attack me for 1-on-1. It's fine, I can take it here, but leaving that concealed card, that would go, the decoy would be there, and we know La Chica's there. But as soon as she attacks, as soon as I reveal her, she's going to hit me with in plain sight. So I'm going to die. Only got 1 horror left. I've got nothing I can do though to prevent it. The other cherished keepsake is in here. Can't defeat an enemy to try and get it back. Doesn't seem to be too many enemies in this scenario apart from her. So really it's going to come down to a 50-50. It's going to come down to a 50-50 on getting it right because I can take 1 hit and then I can hit her back. Kill her, hopefully. And if not, I'm going to die. Or I can run away. Okay, first action. We are going to fight this area. That's a shroud of 2, 2 versus 4. We're going to fight with a machete, so it's 5 versus 2. 5 versus 2. 6 versus 2. No. Player bury them deep. A 7 versus 2. There's a reason for that. 7 versus 2. -2. We pass. We get to reveal, expose one of these cards. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 3. Exposing this card here. Yes. Yes. Right. She engages us. She engages us. She does hit us. After expose attached enemy, the enemy attacks you and gets +2 fight until the end of the round. That's the point. So we're taking 1 on cherished cheapsake, and 1 on us. So we're down to 3 health. 3 health, sorry. And we're at 1. So she's now fight of 5. Fight of 5. Second action to fight with a machete. I'm going to flip the Eye of Ravens to give me a base of 6. 7. 8 with the machete. 5 versus 8. I don't think there's anything else I can do. Or no. 6. 6, 7, 8 versus 5. Yeah, I did get it right. 8 versus 5. 8 versus 5. -1. +2 damage. We kill her. Oh. Going to there. Sorry, I should have advanced that. Done it. We advance it. Find the location with the target nearest to La Chica. Place that target on the scenario reference. So we're at 2-all at the minute. And basically, we reset everything. Heal all damage off La Chica. Reset the agenda. 1A. Turn it to the shadows, and then we place the mini cards as evenly as possible among each location with a target. Okay, so we're going to go back. So let's do it properly this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the conceal cards, and then the decoy cards. 1 for a Chica. This is quite interesting. This is quite interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My first action was to unconceal or to expose. Second action was to hit. I've got one action left. So clearly, he's going to move. Going to move to here. I'm going to go to the enemy phase. That's plain sight is gone. We're not going to be using clues now. We're just going to be fighting to try and see if we can get our Chica again. Two apiece. We're going to go across to the upkeep phase. We're going to draw a resource. We're going to get our actions back. We're going to draw a card. Bandolier. Fight icon, which is not too bad. Remember that's in play. And then we're going to go across to the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. Well, now it's 3, 2. Reset. And then we're going to draw our encounter card, which is going to be Hunting Night Gaunt. 3, 4, 3 fight, 4 health, 1 agility. Monster Night Gaunt's Hunter. While attempting to evade Hunting Night Gaunt, double the negative modifier of each revealed chaos taken. Well, William's not going to be trying to evade it. He's trying to smack it and shet it. 4 health though. Ouch. That's going to take at least 2 attempts to hit it. Okay. But importantly, okay. Sorry, I've got next door's cat. Okay. So investigator phase. Sorry, I have next door's cat knocking at my door. Oh, right. Let's But as I was saying, killing the Night Gaunt, actually we get to play an asset from our discard pile. Paying its cost, we've got 3. Testing. Pocket multi-tool would be good. Anyway, let's first of all, first action is to fight the Night Gaunt. I'm 4/5 with a machete. Five with the machete. 6 with the bandolier. 6 versus 3. 6 versus 3. -2. Do 2 damage to it. Only second action. We're going to hit it again. We are now only 5 versus 3. Because got nothing to chuck in against it. 5 versus 3. -2 or better. -1. Right. Night Gaunt goes. We can then activate our, after you defeat an enemy, play an asset from your discard pile. What assets have we got? Got a cherished keepsake. That's a potential. Just worried about being on 1 horror. It gives us a buffer. We have got pocket multi-tool as well. Gives me +1 skill value when I'm doing a test. So I go all in on the pocket multi-tool. If I take a horror, I'm dead. The wise play is to not be greedy. Play cherished keepsake. Give me a buffer. There's lots of stuff in this deck, this scenario that's doing horror to me. So I'm taking the cherished keepsake. That's my second action. Our third action is going to be to fight. Because, yeah, these are going to be, if I expose a decoy here, I'm going to be taking a hit from the seeker. So I've got to do it. Got no choice. So fight of 5, 6 with the machete, 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2, -2. Get to expose one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. This one. It's a decoy. It's a decoy. So she hits us for 1. 1 goes on cherished keepsake and take down to 2. So we're at 2 and 2. 2 and 2. 2 and 1, sorry. 2 and 1. 1 on there. That's it for my turn. Can't keep affording to do that. I'm gonna bleed out. I am gonna bleed out. Okay, enemy phase. No enemies in play. Upkeep phase. Get our resources, get our actions, draw a card. Where's the time worn band? Got to be in there somewhere. Got an evidence. No good. No good. We go across the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on the agenda. We're going to draw our encounter card. Calling card. Attached to a location without a target and without a copy of calling card. While calling card is in play, clues cannot be spent at any location. Well, yeah. No difference at this point, I don't think. I'm not spending clues, I'm just going out all out attack. I ain't got no choice. It's gonna kill me, but it is what it is. Hey. Investigation phase. Fighting with the machete. 2 versus 5. 2 versus 5. 2 versus 5, -1. Get it. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 3. This one. Decoy. She attacks us for 1 and 1. Just keeps how it goes. We're now at 1 health and 1 sanity. I have to come over and deal with the calling cards. What do I do again? Actually, no, sorry, let's change that. I'll put it um, put it down here. Cheating a little bit, but I forgot the locked doors on that. Can't be investigated. I have to get rid of this one. So move down to here for the second action. Then we're going to have a go at investigating this. 2 versus 2. I played 2 evidence. I'm going to 4 versus 2. 4 versus 2. No, I want to make certain. 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2. 0. It's play anything. So that's gone. Got one more to get rid of. I have to come up here and okay. That was it. My last action. Enemy phase, no enemies in play. Upkeep phase, we're going to get resource. I'm going to draw a card. Graveyard Ghouls comes into play, engaged with us. 3 fight, 3 health, and 2 evade. Going to go to the Mythos phase. We're going to put a Doom on the agenda. 4 of 7. Going to draw an encounter card. Hunting Nightgaunt. Oh dear. Oh dear. That could be game. Comes in engaged with us. 4 health. Yeah. This is going to be game. This is going to be game. I think. We're going to move across to the investigation phase. We've got 2 enemies to deal with. We've got to try and do 7 damage with a machete. And we're now not getting the +1 damage because there's more than 1 enemy at our location. Let's see it out. Let's see it out, William. He's going to attack the graveyard ghouls. 5 against 3. 5 against 3. 5 against 3, -1. We do 1 damage. Second action against the graveyard ghouls. 5 against 3. Right, okay, +2, and then we can return 1 card from our discard pile. Let's put that on there. Okay, this could work out. This could work out. Okay, hang on a second. That could just change the game. Since my hand. If this test is successful, return 1 to your hand. Well, return cherished keepsake. Not play it. Let's not play it. And third and final action, 5 against 2, 5 against 3, 5 against 3, -4. We fail. We fail. We go to our end. Graveyard Ghouls is going to hit us for 1 and 1. Haunting Nightgaunt's going to hit us for 1 and 1. Dead. We're dead. Oh. Nearly. 2 apiece. 2 all. Better than what I thought I was going to do. Right, okay. William's been defeated again, but that seems to be his shtick. Coming close. He's coming close. Just not getting the cigar, I feel. And that's having a knock-on effect, I think, because had I'd won a couple, I'd have had a bit more XP to play with, and might have been able to tweak the deck a little bit. But it is what it is. I'm still enjoying it. That was a really fun scenario, actually. Now I've played it once, because a lot of these scenarios, if not all of them, the first time I'm playing them is on here. I've not played this scenario before. Maybe I should, so I get an idea of what's going on, but then I don't. That's not the sort of. I don't feel that's the right approach. This is my absolutely genuine reaction to playing a scenario for the first time. Now that does mean, unfortunately, probably there's some mistakes that are in there, but for most people that play Arkham Horror, there's so many moving pieces going on. There's so many interactions going on, so many cards that are doing different stuff. Then it is easy to forget or miss something or misplay it. But you know what? I've had a really fun afternoon of doing it. I've enjoyed playing. I've enjoyed the high of thinking I'd won. And then thinking, yes, I've done it. I've won the scenario. And then obviously it turns around and goes, no. You reset and off you go again. And then that next round afterwards was like the cult is coming out a couple of 2 or 3 times and a real kick in the teeth. But that's what I love about this game. Gives you a bit of feeling, makes you happy, makes you sad. So anyway, that's enough of me retrospectively going on and on. Let's get across to the campaign log and see exactly how William's doing. Let's do that now. Alrighty then. Okay, let's see what this brings. Done that. Done that. We didn't get to the interlude, so let's go to resolutions. As ever with William, no resolution was reached. We were defeated. He was defeated. Didn't suffer any trauma. The night crawls on, but you cannot continue your investigation. Between the terrible winged creatures that haunt your every step and the cunning tricks of your target, you won't last the night if you go any further. You have no choice but to retire, knowing that you failed to stop the Chica's schemes. Official Bolivar was right. The girl in the carmine coat chewed your investigation up and spat you out. You meet with him the next day, and the air is full of deadened frustration. I know the feeling, William. I warned you, did I not? He says between sips of espresso, that looks and smells as dark and as bitter as his mood. This puts me in a precarious position. The Chica has gone round from what we can tell. Has gone to ground from what we can tell. As far as my superiors are concerned, the book is closed on this one. I cannot help you any further, he groans. If I even still have a job when all this is over, you give official Bolivar your assurances that you did all you could to catch the thief, but he waves you off. Oh, I'm sure. Does not matter now, does it? What is done is done. I give up. She wins. Thank him again, and you prepare to leave Buenos Aires airport. Buenos Aires behind. How many targets were on there? We had 2 on there. That might be something. Each investigator gets experience equal to the value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 1 bonus experience for each target that was the scenario reference on the scenario reference. So let's have a little look. Bear with. No, no other victory. So each investigator earns 1 bonus experience. So is it going to automatically calculate 2 I've already got? Let's put 2 in there. Oh no, that is just 2. Save. Okay. Continue. Oh, status report Gamma. The report continues. Now it's not just missing people, but some people returning having changed. Buildings and objects too, replicated, different, off, like they have been completely dismantled and then reassembled. Why? Add 1 cultist token to the bag. Each investigator must add 1 copy of Paradimensional Understanding Weakness to their deck, and it does not count towards their deck size, and that can be found in the Globe-Trotting Encounter set. This set is indicated by the following icon. We may embark. Okay, well, we'll call it there, and we will embark in the next one and see if William can do any better. Thanks very much for watching. You all take care. Ta-ra for now.